Going to start a new chapter, that is coordination compound. In our D and F block elements we studied, D and F block elements form coordination compound. What is that coordination compound? When we are adding sodium hydroxide with hydrochloric acid, we get sodium chloride plus water. This sodium chloride is neither acidic nor basic, so it is called salt. Salt means it is a neutralization product of an acid and base. This salt having a peculiar nature. Do you know what is that? If we are putting this salt in water, they get dissolved in water. Not only they dissolve, if we analyze the solution, that solution reveals the properties of all the constituent ion. Or in otherwise, if a substance, if a compound reveal all the constituent ion, properties of all the constituent ion in solution, then it is called salt. You know, sodium chloride, Na is positive. Positive means cation. Cl is negative. Negative means anion. So sodium chloride contains only one positive and only one negative ion. If a salt exhibits the property of only one cation and anion, then it is called simple salt. Otherwise, from where Na plus comes? From sodium hydroxide. What is sodium hydroxide? Sodium hydroxide is a base. So Na plus is called basic radical. It is called, since it came from base, it is called basic radical. Similarly, Cl minus, from where it comes? From hydrochloric acid. Therefore, it is called acid radical. If a salt contains only one acid radical and only one basic radical, then it is called simple salt. Take two simple salt solutions. Say for example, ferrous sulfate. Ferrous sulfate is one of the simple salts. And ammonium sulfate, NH4 twice SO4. Take two simple salt solutions. Mix these two simple salt solution in a beaker. Mix it thoroughly. After mixing, if you evaporate the resultant solution, you will get some residue at the bottom. That residue is called molecular compound. That residue is called molecular compound. This molecular compound is otherwise called addition compound. This molecular or addition compound, on dissolving in water, if you are dissolving this molecular or addition compound in water and analyze the resultant solution, we will get the result of Fe2 plus, SO4 2 minus and NH4 plus. That means it consists of Fe2 plus, SO4 2 minus sulfate ion and NH4 plus ammonium ion. Is any other ion is present? Ferrous ion is present, sulfate ion is present, ammonium ion is present. Again sulfate only. That means this molecular or addition compound exhibit the properties of all the constituent ions. So it is also salt. But this salt contains more than one cation. Therefore, we cannot call it as a simple salt. If we have only one cation and one anion, then we can call it as a simple salt. Since it is produced from two simple salt solution, it is called double salt. That means double salt in aqueous solution exhibit the properties of all the constituent ion. Now we will take another one example, that is we will take potassium cyanide. Potassium cyanide means it is one of the simple salts, and ferrocyanide, it is called ferrocyanide, two simple salts. Prepare the solution of these two simple salts. Dissolve the resultant solution together and evaporate. On evaporating two simple salt solution, we got some residue. That residue we call it as molecular or addition compound. On dissolving the molecular or addition compound in water, we will get some solution. On analyzing the solution, it wants to exhibit the properties of K plus, and also it wants to exhibit the property of Cn minus, and also it wants to exhibit the property of Fe2 plus, because all these ions are present in the molecular or addition compound. But when we are analyzing the molecular or addition compound solution of these two simple salts, it produces the result of K plus. But it is not giving the result of Cn minus and Fe2 plus. Instead, it gives or it produces a new ion, that is FeCN 6 times 4 minus. FeCN 6 times 4 minus. This ion is not present here. This ion is called ferrocyanide ion. Ferrocyanide ion. It is a new ion. Now can you call it as a salt? Can you call it as a double salt? No. Why? Because it is not giving the results of all the constituent ions. Such molecular or addition compound which does not give the result of all the constituent ion in solution is called complex, or it is called coordination compound. Because this compound, the bonding present in such compound is somewhat complicated. So it was called as complex compound. But now we call it as a coordination compound, because the bonding present in such compound is coordination bond. Therefore, such compounds are called coordination compounds. What is the difference between double salt and coordination compound? Double salt ionize completely in aqueous solution, or otherwise double salt exhibit the properties of all the constituent ion in solution, whereas coordination compound does not exhibit the properties of all the constituent ions. Instead, it produces the properties of some new ion. Otherwise, in coordination compound, in aqueous solution, some of the ions present in it lose its identity. Some new ions are formed. This is the difference between double salt and coordination compound. We studied in D and F block elements. Most of the transition elements are forming coordination compound. In all these coordination compounds, the transition metal ion is bounded with a large number of negative ion or neutral molecule. But the bonding, how they bound with the neutral ion or negative ion is somewhat complicated. That is why this compound earlier called complex compound. But later, Alfred Werner was the first person studied about the bonding present in such compound. Actually, he is a Swiss chemist. He only studied the bonding in coordination compound. That is why he is now called father of coordination compound. Who is the father of coordination compound?